The NBA's got some new news. They're expecting to start the season on December 22nd, like a month and a half away. They're playing a reduced 72-game schedule. I don't know if this is 100% at the moment, but it sounds like it is. They're going to have a Players Association meeting, and they're expecting to start the season on December 22nd, 72-game season. So here's the offseason schedule here. November 18th, which is right around the corner, we're going to have the NBA draft, which, you know, we've been talking about other episodes with LaMelo, Wiseman, Edwards, Obi Toppin. All these guys are going to find their teams. Start of NBA free agency would be 2 days after the draft. Training camp would be December 1st, and then the season would be on December 2nd. So there would be no summer league. Obviously, it would be, or no winter league in this case. I don't know how many exhibition games there's going to be, or if there is going to be any exhibition games. So my initial thought of how this affects the hobby is I don't think these rookies are going to get a lot of playing time right out of the gate, especially maybe the one-and-done guys. Maybe Obi Toppin, who went to college for 4 years, maybe he plays right away. He's a little bit more seasoned. So I think this is going to be good and bad in a way. I think you're going to be able to get some investments, and then once they have a big game, then the whole NBA is going to be on fire over these guys, kind of similar to Tyler Hero or a fail in Bol Bol. You're also, is LeBron going to be rested enough? So I feel like it's like the Warriors and the Nets maybe have some advantages that they didn't go to the bubble. They're superstar teams, and they're going to be well-rested, ready to go out there and play a shortened, I guess, in a sense, season. What are your thoughts on this news?
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, we haven't seen the Warriors play in so long, and the full team. And I mean, like Steph Curry healthy Warriors and Klay Thompson healthy. So I'm super excited for the new season. Obviously, the Warriors may go 72-0 if it's a 72 game season.
Bold.
But I mean, in general, like, yeah, like I think a lot of vets already came out and said if they start December 22nd, there's going to be a lot of guys like LeBron that are going to sit out.
I read that too. There's a lot of vets who are like, especially vets that played in the bubble and especially had a long playoff run.
Yeah, look at Lakers play for like 2 months.
That they are going to basically, I mean, the back-to-backs, they're not going to play if they're going to have any back-to-backs. I think they also said they're not going to have an all-star all-star game, but they're going to have a break in between.
Are they going to, I mean, maybe this is going to be decided, and it was posed in the chat here, are they going to be doing a bubble again?
I don't think it's going to be in a bubble. I think it's going to be very similar to, I mean, no fans.
Right. Maybe baseball where they play their own.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to play. I think they're going to play the whole, everybody. Not like baseball where they're just playing their own division or the other leagues.
So you think the Warriors are going to go to Madison Square Garden during the season?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, football's doing it.
True.
I think it's going to be very similar.
Yeah, but that's 16 games compared to 72. There's a lot more moving parts, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be. I mean, they're not flying like commercial. They're not flying coach. They have their own.
They have their own.
They have their own transportation
and all that stuff.
So I think I don't think there's going to be fans, but I think we will see them in their home arenas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. I mean, they have to get back on track at some point, right? I mean, if they keep starting the season later, then it's never going to ever get back on track. So, yeah, I feel sorry for the guy. Well, I don't feel sorry for the Lakers. They just won the championship. But, I feel sorry for the veterans that maybe had to fight their way all the way to the end, like a Jimmy Butler that didn't get the title, and now he's got to play in a month and a half, So, I mean, that does – but at some point, like I said, that's going to have to – I wonder if they're going to allow them to have – a little bit more of an expanded roster because of that. So that might be something where they maybe have a couple extra players that can fill in for like LeBron, who maybe doesn't want to play 30 minutes a game for a while. Maybe LeBron only wants to play 10 minutes until he's up to speed and he doesn't want to.
Yeah, but that starts playing games at the salary cap.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think the Players Association is going to be okay with that unless the salary cap gets expanded. Because that would mean if you have more players, other players are going to have to make less.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah. I don't hear a lot of players taking pay cuts in the NBA.
Yeah, and that's a good point that Ron makes in the chat too. Is that Toronto's probably going to have to play somewhere in the U.S. He said Louisville or wherever, because same situation with the Blue Jays where they weren't able to play baseball in Toronto because of the
They can play in Buffalo.
Man, who cares about the Raptors, man?
Yeah, Raptors who? I mean, jeez. So yeah, this will be interesting how it plays on card. But what I'm thinking is going to happen. People are kind of down on the season because there's just no Zion hype. There's no Ja hype like that we had in prior years.
Oh, that hype is coming back. Get ready, boys.
I think it's gonna hit, and then you're too late, right? I think right now, obviously Edwards, LaMelo, Wiseman, Obi Toppin, these guys have a little bit there was a 1-on-1 Lonzo that sold for $4,500, which was more than I expect. Not Lonzo, LaMelo, for $4,500.
When was this?
I actually
it was the Gold Vine or the 1-on-1 contenders.
I actually think
that's kind of low.
I think that's low.
So I thought that was high.
And I never say anything's low, and I think that's low.
Remember how much your guys' friend Dylan sold the 1-on-1 Luka for? I think it was like $2,000.
Yeah, because nobody knew about Luka at the time.
Yeah. From Contenders Draft.
Contenders Draft, yeah. I mean, we didn't even know. I mean, we knew he was kind of like a big hyped player, but we didn't know what he was going to be. So that's what I'm saying.
He was almost a first pick overall.
Yeah.
Actually, the Suns probably would like that pick over again.
And you may get some hype on Denny, and I'm still learning his name. Avdija, I believe his name is.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it either. I just know it's Denny, his first name.
Denny, because they're comparing him to a lot like Luka. So depending on the situation where he falls, that's where the draft is going to be hugely important for this hobby.
I could actually see the Warriors moving back a little bit in the draft
trying to take him.
Yeah. And I don't think they would have to move back to like maybe the 6th pick or something like that. Like he isn't gonna fall to the 10th or 15th
unless
pick.
a lot of those top teams feel like they don't want to miss out on somebody like Luka again.
Yeah, but I could see.
Happening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the Warriors would take him 2nd overall, but I could see the Warriors moving back a couple picks.
Yeah,
with the mentality that they're gonna take him, because I think he might be a pretty good fit for their team.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I don't think LaMelo's a good fit.
Yeah.
Wiseman, I'm thinking as a Warrior fan,
I think Wiseman is.
Wiseman would be good.
I think Wiseman is like the obvious pick. Like you look at the Warriors team and
what they need
and who they can basically plug in and play right away. It's that position. They need an athletic big guy.
Yeah.
But honestly, like in that offense, I can't see him putting up a lot of points.
Yeah, he's not.
So he's not going to be a guy where he's going to be touching the ball a lot.
Yeah.
But he would make the Warriors a better team.
Yeah, they probably.
But it wouldn't be great for his card prices because I don't think he's going to be lighting up the stat sheet.
Yeah, he's not going to be lighting.
But here's my idea, and I should in terms of cards, going back to the cards, and I think that any of you guys out there can use this idea. I would look for auctions on eBay. For contenders draft picks, I would look for the on-card guys because if Panini signed them on-card, that means they hold them in high regard. I'm saying don't buy Wiseman, Melo, or Edwards right now because those guys are already up. But look for the on-card guys that are ending at auction, and if you could scoop those up because once they fall on their team, there's going to be some hype, right? If somebody goes to the Knicks, your Knicks are due for a superstar. This guy's going to go up, or this guy's playing with LeBron, so he's going up. So if you do it before the draft, same thing with Prism is you can probably get some of these guys on the dirt cheap and buy in bunches, and one of them is probably going to pay off because nobody knows right now.
Yeah, with contenders, like that's a good point with the on-card autos. Those are the guys that Panini is speculating are going to be lottery picks. They're going to be top 10 guys. Like, how many times do we see on-card autos out of contenders draft where the player was drafted in the 20s or second round? Very rarely, right? Like they basically, essentially they're probably looking over multiple mock drafts and saying, okay, these 10 players are the ones that we need to get in-person on-card autos.
Yeah, and you could do that too. And you could, if I was doing it, I would probably stay away from centers. I would probably everybody else though. I know Wiseman's borderline a center, but centers usually don't tend to sell very well. But that's just something I might try to do. Look on eBay and try to do those for the flip. But
and also try to speculate on where you think these players are gonna get drafted.
Yeah,
would actually
exactly.
help as well.
Market matters. Yep.
Yeah, figure out what market would work. And that's also a good way of going about it. Like if you think there's a chance somebody can get drafted to the Knicks are a big market team. And I actually, getting back to like last year, RJ Barrett's relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
I would consider investing in RJ Barrett. The Knicks at some point are going to turn it around.
Yeah.
And
it's only a matter of time. You can't suck that long.
And he was a lottery pick last year, and it hit. I mean, every time I see his cards on eBay, I mean, they go for a little bit, but they don't go for as much as how high he got drafted in the market he's at.
Yeah, and it's not like he's a center either. I want to make one more point about because a lot of new collectors might not know this, but this is the period where once the season ends, and usually we would have summer league and then the draft and then the summer league and all that stuff. But this period is usually when basketball cards are at their lowest price. So that's, obviously everybody, every YouTuber, every other sports card analyst is like talking about it as well, or have been talking about it the last couple months. This is the period where card prices drop. So it's a good time to get in, because once the season starts up again, those 1920 rookies, Zion and Ja, blah blah blah.
Zaza Pachulia. You might want to swoop up his cards.
Yeah.
He's doing some great things right now in the Warriors front office.
Their hype will come back, and then the problem is going to be the 1920 products are going to be dried up when their hype comes back, and then it's going to be like very expensive to try to get into some whatever 19 whatever if there's any left of it. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Well, we're at a weird point right now, like with the pandemic. Like we have no basketball. We would be in the basketball season would be starting already.
Yeah,
and we have no hockey. So if anybody's looking for hockey, I mean, might be a good time to buy hockey cards.
Yeah, that's a
might
good
be
point.
time to buy Jack Hughes. It might be time to buy Kel McCarr or Victor Olofsson or any one of those like rookies from last year's products. Baseball, we talk about it all the time. Baseball it's the time to buy prospects right now.
Prospects, absolutely.
Prospects.
Yeah,
like
anybody not named Luis Robert or
and
Randy or
this is
Rosarena.
this is even a weirder situation we're in because there was no minor leagues.
Yeah.
So like there's these prospects that are in the system, we don't have the year to look back on. Wander Franco has to be one of the better values right now.
I don't know, man. People are still investing.
I've
looked.
I get that, but what are they basing that off of?
He's the number one prospect. I mean, it's if you're like, if you don't even know anything about prospects and you go, who's the number one prospect? Wander Franco. Okay, I'm buying. That's what he has going for him. It's like beyond like the top 10.
Wander Franco basically had a year wasted in his career because of this. So like, he probably will not make the Rays team next year. Might be a following year. So where is the speculation coming from? Where's this hype coming from?
Number one prospect, and then the Rays made the World Series too,
All right,
which probably helped.
Then go down the Baseball America
because
list.
Now they're like
a couple more. Then go down to 3, 4, 5.
Because I was gonna say now we got Randy or Rosarena, and then maybe Wander's in that lineup, and they're just back to back hitting bombs and just killing it. So that's probably the Rays' success. Definitely helped Wander's cards, but.